Hi, this is a short video on the Insta360 One X case. Now, this case I bought from eBay, and it's a silicone protected case, and I'll show you how much I paid for it on eBay. And on eBay, there's the case. And I'll just flip through the screens to show you. That's the case there. And they classified it as a shock protective silicone case cover for the 360 One X camera. Now, I paid £7.82. Now, I know that you get a case with the Insta360 One X camera, which is a sleeve that goes over it, but this is like added protection if you don't want your camera scratched, because even though that will protect the lens and that, but scratches to your Insta360 One X camera, it doesn't really protect against that. So with this case, I'll move the camera out of the way here. With this case, as you can see, it has the openings for the lenses, for the microphone, and up here as well, the vents or mic, for the display. And if you look closely here, it has raised parts for the buttons. It has the part for the light as well. Now, that is a thin piece of silicone in there, so the color does come through, the light does come through, but I'll show you that in a minute. A hole for the mic, a hole for the bottom for the camera, and also an opening here for your battery compartment. And on the back we have a hole for the mic again, a thin piece of silicone there for the light, and the opening for the lens. Now, to put this on, it's quite simple. Don't try and put it in from that side, because you'd rip it more, so don't need to put it on there on that side. What you need to do is to put it in from the bottom, and what I'll do is you put the camera in there, so make sure that is facing that way. I'll show it there, so that needs to be facing that way. You could take the battery out, so what I'll do is I'll take the battery out. So I'll remove the battery, because you don't want the camera to keep coming on. And basically you slide that over. Now, it is a bit of a tight fit, which in one way you want. As you see, I've just pressed the button there. Oh, and I forgot about, there's an opening for the charging port and data port. So you slide it on. Now, just take your time sliding it on. You don't need to rush. Just take your time sliding it on. As you see, slowly coming on. Now, there are more of these cases on eBay, all selling at different prices. Some of the cases do not come with an extra bit, which I'm going to show you once I place this on. Some do. Some come with just a part that covers the camera and nothing else. Covers the camera unit, and as you see, I've placed it on, and all you do is just nicely smooth to when you get everything in position. That's it. Same with the bottom. As you can see, it fully covers the bottom part of the camera. So we just put everything in there nice and smooth, just smooth it out. As you're putting it on, it does give the lens a good wipe. It won't scratch your lens, because obviously it's silicone. It will give your lens a good wipe as you're putting it on anyway, so there'll be no chance of dust and that and scratches on your lenses there. And as you can see, the lens is exposed and the screen is exposed, the port and the other lens. Now I'm going to put the battery in and I'll show you how. You just flip that open, place in the battery, and that's it. You don't really want this too tight on there, and it doesn't pick up on the lens neither. So when you're filming, obviously it won't pick this up because that's in the blind spot, so it's in the stitching part, so that doesn't pick up. And what I'll do is I'll switch the camera on, and straight away you can see the light. As you can see the light there. So it doesn't mask the light is still visible, and at the back. So it's a nice protective sleeve, and also there's quite a grip to it as well. So even if you was to take this from your stick or from your tripod or whatever, there's still a grip. It's not a kind of smoothness of the Insta, as you know. There's a smooth plastic. There's a grippiness to it. And I'll switch this off. Now, the extra part you get is this cover. Now, this cover, it's quite thick. There's a bit of padding on both sides. Not much, but there's a bit of padding in there. And it's concaved to go with the lens. And that just simply goes over the top. It can go in any direction. Simply goes over the top. And that's it. And that protects your lenses. Now, I'm going to bear it in mind, it does not protect if you drop this from literally waist height down. It, you know, depending on what surface. If you drop it to a carpet or to a soft surface, then you are all right. But if you drop this to a concrete surface or harder, it all depends. It may save it, it may not save your lens. So bear that in mind. This is just a simple, even though it says shock proof, bear that in mind, because there is a kind of padding on both sides. It is not much, but I don't think it's sufficient to stop that from being damaged. What you could do is you could get another one, because they do sell just on eBay, just this component on its own. That's around about £3-4 for this component. What you could do is glue that into another case like that to give you even more added protection if you want. So you've got 2 layers of this silicone to place over, and that can give you more adequate protection. But if you're mindful for what you're doing and using this camera, and you just want adequate protection while it's on a selfie stick and you're going from one shoot to the next, this is not a bad solution. Absolutely not bad. Now, one thing you have to bear in mind when you are putting this into the Insta360 sleeve, just remove this top, because if you put it into the sleeve, first of all, it's going to be a struggle to put it into the sleeve, because obviously the sleeve is just big enough for the camera. So it's a struggle if you put this end into the sleeve. So I would remove this end and put that end, now put that into the sleeve, no problem. It goes in there, no problem. It fits in there quite snugly, quite snug, sorry. And you can always take this end part and just place it on the bottom while it's in the sleeve. Only if it's in the Insta360 sleeve you can do that. But as I says, if you're just leaving it on a selfie pole or whatever, this is sufficient. Anyway, that's the end of my video on the silicone case, protective case, shockproof for the Insta360 One X. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down in the comment section. Thanks for watching.